Hey, everybody, welcome back to the SoCal Family Magic podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about three major things happening in and around Disney. Number one, we got a new CEO. Number two, art buses are going away in 60 days, and a potential measles outbreak happening at Disneyland. So, Sean, you look like a true G. You just got to do the top button only.
So another button here?
No, it's only the top and you unbutton the rest.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So if you come to LA,
I was going for a lumberjack, not hood guy.
You definitely almost achieved the G. So let's talk about, I think, the CEO. I think that's the most exciting news.
And I guess of your three, it's the most exciting. I had a fourth one I think is even bigger. But let's save that for last.
All right. We got a bonus one, folks. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and stick around for the whole episode so you can see what Sean's bigger news is. So we got a new CEO, Josh D'Amaro. And I heard the best joke today. You know the guy who does what's his name? Dan. He does the voice of in the platypus, I think, in Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah. Dan
something like that. Yeah. He's like, I don't know. The guy, the new CEO of Disneyland, already has his own land at Disneyland. It's Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland. That's a good one. It's a good groaner.
Yeah. So, anyways, Josh D'Amaro, who I guess was head of Disney Parks, is now at the realm.
So, how long has he been in charge of the parks? Because
2020.
Okay. So that's good. The parks have seen improvements since 2020 because it was kind of downhill.
He oversaw Galaxy's Edge, Shanghai.
Well, Galaxy's Edge that opened in 2019
in Anaheim, but then there was the
I don't know.
The one opened later.
Yeah, it was at least a year later, if not more.
So he oversaw some of these. I'm not saying that he led them.
So is he responsible for getting rid of Muppets 3D?
Oh, he's responsible for getting rid of anything new that's getting rid of or making way for Avatar Land. He was also responsible here for the Mickey and Minnie's Monterey Railroad.
I like that.
Yeah, that was within his realm or his oversight.
Yeah. So, but I'm excited for him because when Bob Iger's at the parks, Josh is always at his side. And so the two have always been together for the last 2 or 3 years. Anytime that Bob's making a public appearance, especially at the parks, Josh is always there with him. So it's kind of like they've had a lot of time to bond over this.
How would the parks change though? How do you think? What do you think?
So who's taking his place now that he's now
so that's interesting. So I don't think they announced that, but another interesting move is Dana. She was the head of like Disney Studios. She was responsible for all like the animation and movies. She's now president of Disney.
Who was president before?
I don't know, but she got promoted.
Okay.
All I know is that she's now the chief creative. Well, she's now the chief creative officer. Okay. And Josh is now the head of or the CEO of Disney. And they're both young blood. They're both very ambitious, and they're both very high profile individuals within the Disney company. So I'm very excited. Very both progressive people. Unlike Bob Chapek, who screwed the whole thing up.
Yeah. So he was the
I'm glad that they caught it though, because between Bob Chapek and Michael Eisner, like they really screwed things up for Disney. But the only thing that worries me is, and I think this is why they promoted that other lady to the president and chief creative officer, because Josh seems to be much more operational, much more on the theme parks experience. But that's just one part of Disney's bottom line. You need
the creative in charge of all the movies and
So I think that'll balance it out. So they got one person to run all the logistics and operational stuff, and then they got the creative side covered for all the movies and animations and stuff like that. So I'm excited for Disney. I'll probably be getting some more Disney stocks since it's still kind of low.
Get them before they
go high. Yeah.
But also, I mean, I'm just really excited. I think Josh is young enough. He's probably going to run another 10, 15-year tenure, assuming he does a really good job. He'll probably be around for as long as Bob Iger was there.
How old is this guy?
He looks like Josh.
I'm assuming
he looks like our Josh from my church.
Oh, I don't know that Josh. I'm assuming 40s, late 40s, early 50s, if that.
He's born in 71.
Okay, so he's 50s. Yeah.
I don't know how to do that much, but he was president.
He's roughly 55 years old.
So he was the chairman of Disney Experiences. He was the president of Disney World for 2019 to 2020, and the president of Disneyland Park from 2018 to 2019. So he definitely would have overseen both galaxy edges. But yeah, so he's been at Disney for 27 years. Should probably show this so that people. Let's go to Wikipedia, folks.
Well, this is where you put the B-roll up of what we're talking about.
So, yeah, he's been there for a while. Here's this 1971. Ooh, birthday's coming up very soon. And yeah, so again, really sharp guy. Again, he's been at Bob's side for a really long time here, for 5-6 years. Bob,
I like really long time. That's a decent amount of time. Long time is like 20 years.
I think, but
in business, okay, yeah.
But I think they spend a lot of time together, which is, I think, really important, right? And so I think, because Bob Iger, he really changed things around, right? But Bob Iger is have you read his book?
No, I have not read his book.
We'll have to do an episode where we just talk about Bob Iger, but
we're gonna have a book club.
We should
do a Disney book club.
It's a really good book. Really, really good book. One of my favorite things that I've used a line from his book since 2019. There's a scene where Bob Iger is in the restroom and his boss at ABC walks in, and he goes how are you doing? Like, how's it going? And he's like, well, some days I feel like I'm drowning, right? Like, too much work. Guess what his boss tells him?
What did his boss? I don't remember you telling the story.
While they're in the restroom, by the way.
So you have another restroom story with, I think, Steve Jobs.
No. It's Larry Page and some other dude, and then this one. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, so he tells him to get a longer snorkel, and that just, and in conjunction with our favorite guy, Alex Hormozi. Today, I watched a TikTok where Hormozi was interviewing somebody, or talking to somebody, and she's like, "This stuff is hard," and he's like, "Everything's hard. It's all hard. Doesn't matter what you're doing, it's all hard. You just got to get used to hard." So that line of like, just get a longer snorkel, just I use it very personally a lot.
So far that's 2 bathroom stories that you repeat a lot. So let's not make it 3. Let's just stay at 2.
Dana Walden is the other promotion here. She's older.
She's
60, 61.
61, yeah.
And she will now be the president of and the chief creative officer.
And before, she was in charge of the movies and the animation.
Walt Disney Television. Yeah. And now she's going to be the president and chief creative officer of the Walt Disney Company. Now, the interesting thing is that my good old boy Bob is sticking around till the end of the year. So they do now still get a big transition.
And the year just started. Yeah.
Yes. So, but poor Bob, I think Bob's just tired. Like, he's ready to retire, and he was excited to retire the first time around.
I feel like this was temporary, though. Remember when they brought him back in?
Yeah, it was supposed to be temporary, but it lasted a long time. Yeah,
it was a long temporary.
Right, but this is why they really have thought about this for a long time. Because Bob wanted to retire since the first time.
Oh, I know.
And they just had the wrong person in there when he retired. So.
Unfortunately,
was that person handpicked by Bob, or was that picked by?
No, he was picked by the board.
Yeah,
I think this one Bob had a little bit more. Iger had a little bit more influence.
Yeah, I think it will work out then.
Up next, though,
yeah, you have some transportation news,
which is gonna be tough.
Yeah, so the Anaheim, not even Disney, right? The city of Anaheim has something called the Anaheim Transportation Network, and basically it's called the Anaheim Transportation Network, and then a subset of that is the Anaheim Regional Transport.
Okay. Which is the ART, right?
Which is the ART.
And what happened to ATN?
Well, because ATN is all of this, right? Like there's more to it.
Okay.
It's the network is so fun little fact, if you come to Anaheim, you should drive around and what are they called?
Oh, the little buses?
Anaheim downtown shuttles.
Shuttles, yeah.
There's these little thingies. If you come down to Anaheim,
That's
there you go,
not those.
Fran. If you
That's
come,
Fran.
you get
Okay.
these free rides around this downtown Anaheim area, and
Oh,
you can
nice.
like they'll drive you around. So again, it's part of a bigger network of transportation in and around the Disneyland Resort, mainly with respect to Anaheim. But what's impacting us, what's very, very relevant and very, very important, is that here, especially in this map, this little blue route is super critical.
Yes.
This baby blue route is the route to get guests in and out of the Disneyland Resort and the parking for Toy Story lot. So this right here, what you're seeing, is the Toy Story parking lot.
Toy Story. I was going to ask what that was.
Yeah, and the drop off is over here, and so it's about a mile long. It crosses.
I've walked it a number of times.
And it crosses a couple major streets here, and so but it drops you off, and if you get to the parks before noon, you will actually go through security here, and so when you get dropped off, you go straight into the park, so you don't even need to deal with the harbor crowd.
I did not know that.
After 12, you have to deal with the harbor crowd because it'll drop you off, but they close up an area, and then you have to go line up with everybody walking in from the hotels.
Security with everybody else.
Yeah. But the problem is it's going away.
So are they planning to replace it with anything?
Disney's being very quiet. They're not mentioning anything.
I can't imagine that this was a surprise to Disney, or that they don't have a backup plan.
I hope they do.
So a couple of speculations, right? Number one, so this was contracted work. You always got to measure your balance sheet versus contracted versus internal, because the cast members are on payroll doing the loop over here between the parking structure and Disney.
Yes.
Right. So do we get tram-like systems?
Well, that would be cool. Let the trams go out on the public streets.
How fast? But this thing's only going up to 15 miles.
14
miles.
That'll top speed of 14 miles per
better
hour.
Than walking, but yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't go to the speed of the rest of the cars.
So you've been to conferences. Actually, maybe you haven't. Like in Vegas, when a conference happens across multiple facilities, like the convention center.
Yeah, remember you talking about like CES?
Yeah, like CES or SEMA or any of the major conferences, AWS reInvent. They contract out buses between all the hotels and the convention centers, and so I imagine, and a lot of them have California license plates. So I can imagine that there is tons of bus companies in the LA area that would love.
This thing is moving on me.
What's moving on you?
We know where the buses are.
Well, that's neat.
Alex had a squirrel moment.
There's an ETA on these, Sean. I know exactly the position of all these buses.
And they're actually moving? Zoom in a little bit.
Look at it. I'm holding one and it's moving. Look at this dot right here. It's going to be moving, and eventually there's going to be 3 over here.
Oh, yeah. It moved a little bit, I think. But anyway, this is you're losing the viewers, Alex.
Thanks. Squirrel.
Well, yeah, I can't imagine that there isn't half a dozen bus companies that would drop whatever other contracts they have to jump on and do this for Disney.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is
somebody's
going
to have to do it. Somebody's got to do it because getting from the parking lot to this intersection is tricky. It's
well, why don't you volunteer your Tesla? You can hold.
No, but this is why it's tricky, because the crosswalk, to get to the crosswalk, the walking path is on this right-hand side.
Oh yeah, that is a pain. I've done that.
There's no path on this side, so you have to cross the people exiting, the buses coming in and out, and then you got to cross this way, and then you got to cross this way, and then you got to cross through the whole garden walk if you want a shortcut. I wouldn't recommend taking this longer route, but you can cut through the garden walk, or you can go down Catella.
Well, yeah, you could go right out to Harbor and then walk down Harbor. That's how I'm.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. The alternative is to walk back this way, but now you got all the cars coming in the morning, and this is also an exit. So you got there's a really, really bad crosswalk like right here that I've almost gotten ran over every single time that I've crossed it.
Oh, no.
So there's no.
I've walked that on the way back from Disneyland. I've never taken the bus in because I've always just walked down Harbor, and but on the way back, sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm going to cheat and jump on the Toy Story bus and then walk back, because typically I stay at one of the hotels near the convention center.
I want to throw a little bit of a bold prediction and just kind of speculate here, right? This Toy Story parking lot is a lot of real estate that Disney has here.
Mhm.
This is the cast member parking lot. This is the new entrance to Disney. They're building a new facade this way, right? So this is why they're getting rid of all this area, because all of this basically stretching out like this all the way through here is going to become Avatar Land.
Yeah.
So Avatar Land is going to take up the majority of this space.
There'll be no entrance to here.
There will be, but it's going to be much more narrow and lifted. So you're going to get dumped.
It's going up. Yeah.
You're going to get dumped into the middle, but you'll cross over and through these hotels over here. And so this will be the new parking lot.
Yeah,
so
that's the whole parking structure. Yeah.
So do they need this area? Because when you look at this,
that becomes Villains Land.
Well, so that's kind of the speculation, right? It's not quite big enough like DCA size, but you can still fit a decent size park.
Doesn't it go down more?
Oh yeah,
it
goes way down too. Yeah. I think it's bigger than DCA.
No,
I think.
No.
Oh yeah,
maybe, but DCA is in a better position, I think.
Oh, definitely, it's closer. But if you're going to if you have to fit in a Villains Land or do something like a Epcot in California, yeah, that's the area to do it in.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that they're talking about is this parking lot here serves the downtown Disney. We got the Paradise Pier Hotel here and the Disneyland hotels here, and then this other parking lot over here, right? So what I'm seeing and hearing from the Disneyland Forward expansion that they're doing, and also keep in mind that all of this is the downtown Disney area, right? So what they're thinking of is naturally weaving in a theme park or a third park between Magic Way, in and embedded through the Disneyland Hotel, and behind Paradise Pier into this back parking lot that connects into DCA or connects into Disneyland and takes up downtown Disney. Because they won't need downtown Disney, because guess what's going to be on sale very soon?
Yeah, they're going to buy that.
Anaheim Garden Walk is
downtown Disney.
There's like 3 stores in it that are actively being used right now.
Yeah. I've heard that rumor that Disney has its eyes on that property.
So they'll move downtown Disney to there?
But not only that, but now they can create a much more cohesive experience between this park, this shopping area, this main parking hub, and then the rest of the parks with all these other parks over here.
And then they can bring back the Skyliner, the people mover. The people mover or the gondolas. So
then Disney's. I think Disney has the upper hand here. I don't think that them losing art, it's gonna hurt for a little bit, but they got bigger plans, and they're like, it'll be just a parking ticket in the long run for them.
Yeah, and I guarantee they will have a bus service between them. I think they get 60 days to wrap a new set of buses with the logos and the.
Honestly, though, but like, just getting back to this conversation about the buses, I will pay to not park in Toy Story Land or Toy Story parking.
Okay.
It is the worst, because if you don't, like right now, if you get to the park right now, how many buses are ready to pick you up?
Oh, probably none, because it's the end of the day, right?
Yeah, but 5:48 is when people are barely getting out of work. This is when Disney's getting busy.
Oh, okay.
So everybody's flooding in, and guess what? Only the top tier Magic Key holders can park in the in the Mickey and Friends. Everybody else has to go to Toy Story. So everybody that's
wait forever, or they walk down.
Yeah, they're either walking the perilous trail, or you're waiting for 15, 20, 30 minutes, because all the buses
at that point, isn't it just better to take an Uber?
You only get 50% off, or 20. You either get between 50 and 25% off your parking, depending. So, you know what a lot of people do? Now that you mentioned Uber, what a lot of people do is they'll pay this parking, because this is like half the price, and Uber or walk it from there. Okay. Or some people do park a little bit far. Oh no, you know what the popular one right now is? You park at the Arctic.
Oh yeah, the Arctic.
And then you take an Uber or a $2 bus, because you can
what's
see
the Arctic? Is that like long-term?
It's the train station. So this connects LA, so you can see the tracks here.
Yeah. This
connects LA and San Diego to Anaheim, but it's a major bus. So there's like Greyhounds and everything. Everything, all kinds of transportation leave from here, and we're getting OC Vibe.
OC Vibe.
Yeah. So OC Vibe is all of this real estate here. they're building like concert areas. Like they completely like they're rebuilding this whole downtown area here in by the Ducks and the stadium for the Angels, and it's like a huge high rise. Like I don't know, what do you think? Like 10 stories high?
It's higher than the highway.
Yeah, it's like a 10-story high, elongated parking garage with housing and entertainment and bars and food and like anything you could possibly want is all connected here to this Arctic.
Okay.
You know what we're also supposed to get at one point, Sean, that we've never gotten, which would help out significantly?
What?
A trolley that went from State College to the convention center.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're supposed to get a trolley that went this whole length here.
State College?
State College is right here by the stadium. So where Angel Stadium is. Basically, they were going to connect the Ducks play right here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's off Catella. The Angels play right here off Catella. And they're going to basically do a trolley that goes along this whole dark blue line into the parking for the entrance for the convention center right here.
Oh, nice.
But that has never fruitioned either. But that's another opportunity for transportation that, again, you could take advantage of.
Are you going to start a transportation company?
No.
not the way people drive in Anaheim, man. Not the way people drive in Anaheim.
I this is interesting news. Guaranteed Disney will have a solution before
April 1st. We'll see.
They're already working on it.
Is it on April Fool's that is the deadline?
Well, March 31st is the day that they're going to shut it off. So people are going to show up to Disney, either get fooled or not get fooled.
They won't. They'll take care of it. I have faith in them. So what's our third news article? I forgot already.
So let's talk about the measles then. So this.
Oh, how did I forget about the measles?
Yeah. So this one guy came in through LAX Terminal B.
So patient 0.
Yeah, patient 0 came in and went to a Dunkin' Donuts, I think. No, the Dunkin' Donuts was later.
Well, he didn't even go to Disney. He went to a Dunkin' Donuts.
No,
he went to Disney, but
first,
he was in LA. He was in the Woodland Hills area the day he got there. The next day, which was the 28th of January, he went to Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 29th, he went to a donut shop, and then he was out by the 30th or something like that.
Okay.
And so they're tracking him, and they're tracking everybody. But yeah, I mean, you go to the happiest place on earth with the measles. There's 40,000 people on any given day.
Not a good disease to have.
And so if you've been to Disneyland around this January 28th, or know somebody who's been to Disneyland around 28th
and forward,
because
by now it's
very contagious. And if you don't,
my whole family works at Disney, Sean.
Well, I hope that they are all vaccinated. So
we're Mexican, Sean. We don't know vaccination.
Typically, it's done when you're very young and you ever need it again. However, depending how old you live, you may need a second shot. But usually that's not until you're in the late 60s, 70s. So, but
this is too fun to watch the transportation. But anyway, Sean, that in the last 8 minutes or so,
still on that squirrel.
In the last 7 minutes or so that we got left, Sean, what is the big news?
So at least mine's happy news. The Muppets are back tomorrow night.
Oh, I've seen the commercial.
It depends on when you post this, but they're back on the 4th. So tomorrow from our perspective, and I can't wait. A huge Muppet fan. You can kind of see some of the Muppets in my background there, but yeah, I'm glad to see them back on TV. I hope this works out and we get a annual or a yearly series of Muppets.
I've never seen anybody more excited about the Muppets than you.
Well, I was so upset when they got rid of Muppet 3D in Disneyland, and then they got rid of it in Disney World. And so now there's not really a lot to see Muppet-wise in the parks until they relaunch the rock and roll roller coaster in Hollywood Studios.
So they're making way for the new Monsters Inc. themed land featuring suspended coaster.
Yes. So I don't dislike Monsters Inc., but they don't match up to the Muppets. But
no, Monsters Inc. is bye-bye too.
Oh yeah, but they didn't get rid of Muppets to get rid of
No,
to make way
they
for
just
that one.
randomly got rid of the Muppets at Disneyland, and
November 1st, 2014.
They put a movie theater in there, and they played Frozen for a while, and I think
They
Mickey's
played
Philharmonic.
Tron. They played Tron
Tron was the
when
first
Legacy
one.
came out.
Yeah,
Dude, I don't know why Disney didn't do this for Tron Ares, but when Legacy came out, that whole Monsters Inc. Hollywood area, they would turn it into a Tron party at night. You were probably still with me, like dating when that happened.
I remember you went into the arcade.
Yeah, they had Flynn's Arcade.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the buildings, and then you can get like these cocktails with like colored ice cubes in it, so that you look like you were drinking one of their drinks.
Yeah.
It was probably like the first themed drinks that Disney was doing back in like 2012, 2013. It was, I don't know why they didn't bring that back, but you could go into the Muppets theater and watch like the first like 7 minutes of Tron Legacy in 4D. So you shake the seats and they throw the wind.
Mindy and I visited Disneyland when they had Tron in there, and
so
we went
to experience it in 4D.
What's that?
So you got to experience it in 4D. So what are you complaining about the Muppets?
The Muppets were much better. The Muppets were much better than
I do
Tron.
like the Muppets. I like
now,
Kermit Frog and
now
his people.
why haven't they done a Tron coaster at Disneyland?
That's a good question, because we got one in Shanghai and we got one in
space.
Yeah,
I don't Orlando, and it's very popular. It's like it kind of took over as the best ride in Disneyland.
I would give Disney money to build me a Tron. Man,
you think they're gonna get rid of the Incredicoaster?
I don't think they're gonna get rid of it. It's down right now for maintenance.
You know what's really, really down? Rise of the Resistance.
Oh, really?
It's walled up down.
Why?
Was that scheduled down, or is that?
Yeah, it's scheduled down, but they don't have a scheduled up.
They do that occasionally. Like I think it was Thunder Mountain Railroad. They didn't have a scheduled up, or they kept slipping the scheduled up, or scheduled reopen. I don't know why I keep saying scheduled up, but
I think when they go unscheduled, the worst part. But yeah, no, I mean, Rise of the Resistance is one of the most advanced rides. I was listening to somebody totally. So I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but somebody was basically saying that like Rise of the Resistance, like, because it's based on the newer like episode 7, 8, and 9.
Oh, look, we can't go into yet another topic. We're only going to do 4.
Folks, subscribe and come back for next week's episode where we talk about how, because Disney is making
there's huge plans for the Star Wars or for Galaxy's Edge.
Not only that, but they've already implemented some changes as of like a week or 2 ago with the characters meet and greet. So subscribe, because we'll come back
and comment below.
We can do an entire episode on that.
Yeah, and comment below if you think Alex should watch a whole movie, because he's never watched a full movie. Ever.
My episode 8, was it episode 8? Which one's the one where Luke Skywalker's living inside of a tree?
The one with Rey.
I think it's episode 8.
It could be 8. I stopped really watching the
I'm pretty sure it's 8. All I know is we started watching episode 8. I see Rey walk into a tree because Luke Skywalker's in a tree. And then I wake up like 2.5 hours later to then going, best movie ever. And I'm like, what I missed? The guy was in a tree.
The guy was in a tree.
But The Mandalorian, if Disney revamped the entire Galaxy's Edge to be Mando based, I'd be there every day.
You did watch that.
I love The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I do too.
Anyways, folks, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. And we'll bring you all the latest Disney news as they come, because Sean loves the news. And we're going to teach Sean how to be a cholo.
Cholo. So I'm supposed to unbutton these. Huh?
Unbutton everything else with the top one. You just leave the top one on.
So then it becomes a cape in the wind or something. So underneath.
Oh.
All right, everybody.